And so there's this like tragic irony of the narrative that they're all so like holding on to tooth and nail, and yet it just reinforces that wound. I am currently working through a core wound of I'm sorry I'm not perfect. That's like like deep inside of me there's a child that that didn't feel unconditionally loved, and the response is I'm sorry I'm not perfect. That wound made it really obvious the the other wounds that are exacerbated by polyamorous relationships, because in the poly community the fundamental narrative is nobody can satisfy all your needs. And they say laughingly, like, it's ridiculous to assume that one person can satisfy all your needs. And so here we have all these people with a sense of unworthiness trying to seek validation and worthiness and love, while also each telling everybody that none of you, including myself, I accept, are able to be enough for one other person, for any other person. And so there's this like tragic irony of the narrative that they're all so like holding on to tooth and nail, and yet it just reinforces that wound. And it's just so easy for people to lie to themselves that adding all these extra energies into the mix, it's overwhelming, and I've seen it just hurt people over and over and over again. One of the other things that I find related to this concept of the unworthiness is a lot of people say, oh, I just have a high sex drive. And I totally get that. I know exactly where at least where you think you're coming from. Bad news. The sexual desire and the sexual impetus from the body obviously is very, very real. But I would say 99% of the time that thought that the excuse of a high sex drive is really just a desperate need for validation, because while the mind craves variety for stimulation and escape, it's really not ideal for the body. And so to say, oh, my body, I'm a high sex drive, and this is like who I am, and it's biological and animals and this and that, like, it's just not true. Having these partners, someone says, oh, you're good enough to have sex with. Oh, okay, I feel good about myself now. Half hour, couple hours, day later, oh, no, I don't feel good enough. What about you? Can you validate me? And the thing is, I know exactly what that's like. I've been there. I've been there plenty. And I've been participating on that nonsense on both sides for years. And maybe this won't make sense to anybody until they're already through it. But that's, if this helps at all, that's what I have to say about it. Is you'll never find the person to make you feel okay until you realize that it's you, that responsibility is yours, and it always has been. Yeah.